Hello students, welcome to the class of teacher Meenal Pereira. In this video, we will study about three types of tissue, that is connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. So let's begin. First, we will study about the connective tissue. Now as the name says, connective, that means these are the tissue that are doing the function or that are doing the work of connecting the various parts of the body. Okay, so therefore they are called as connective tissue. Cells in this type of tissues are loosely arranged with a ground substance in the free space in between them. Okay, so you can see in case of this connecting tissue, the cells here are freely arranged with a ground substance. A ground substance is a substance that gives support. Because these cells are freely arranged, they need some kind of support. So that support is given by a ground substance, and this could be a solid, a liquid or a jelly-like substance. Okay, so this substance could be a solid or a liquid depending upon what type of animal it is present. Okay, so basically these are doing the function of connecting the various parts of the body with the help of a ground substance that gives it a support. Now, moving further to various types of connective tissue. Now, you all know that the most important connective tissue of our body is blood. Okay, so this is a connective tissue. It is present in almost the closed circulatory system. We have circulatory system that does the function of circulation of various substances to various parts of the body. Okay. Then we have the structure as erythrocyte, leukocytes and platelets in liquid plasma. Above this in details we have studied in 8th standard structure of blood. Okay, so this erythrocyte, leukocytes and platelets which are present in the liquid plasma. And of course we all know the function of the blood. It transports oxygen and nutrients and hormones to various parts of the body, and then it also collects the waste material from various parts of the body and give it to the excretory system. Moving further, the second one we have lymph. Lymph is again present all around the cells in the body. This is the fluid that oozes out, that means comes out of blood capillaries. It contains leukocytes and liquid ground substance. Okay, so this is also present in the capillaries. Now what is the difference between blood and lymph is that blood, you all know that it is bright red in color because of the presence of hemoglobin. On the other hand, lymph is a pale yellowish color liquid. Okay, so color difference is there, and then the function is almost similar. Then what lymph does is it protects the various parts of the body from infection. Okay, so very close to blood we have lymph, okay, which is also a liquid that is present in the capillaries. As blood does the process of transport, the lymph does the function of protection. Then next we have the alveolar tissues which are present between the skin and the muscles around the blood vessels. Now we have already discussed in the beginning that we cannot see the blood vessels because they are enclosed. So these are the alveolar tissues which are present between the skin and the muscle around the blood vessels. Now its structure is, these are the different type of cells loosely arranged and supported by a jelly-like ground substance and elastic fiber. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, these are the different type of cells which are very loosely arranged and they have been given a support. Jelly-like support is given, and then it is having elastic fibers. Elastic means it can help in the process of contraction and relaxation. Okay, so the function is it supports the internal organs. As you all know that we have the internal organs like heart which contracts, we have the lungs, and contraction and relaxation we have muscular tissues. Okay, so these are the tissues, basically they have the elastic fibers and support the internal organs. Moving further, we have the adipose tissues which are present below the skin and around the internal organs. These are the cells that are filled with fat droplets, jelly-like ground substance. So adipose tissues are basically connecting, or they are the connecting tissue which having a layer of fat around them. Okay, so what they do is the insulation means you all know that our body's temperature is always maintained constant, and this is because of the fat layer that we have. So this fat layer does not allow body's heat to escape from the body. That is called as insulation. Then it also supplies the energy. You all know that fat is a very good supply of energy and storage of fat. Okay, so again important type of tissue. Then we have cartilage, which is present in the nose, ear, larynx and trachea. These are the cells supported by fibrous, flexible, jelly-like ground substance. Okay, so you must have observed, children, these are the substances are different depending upon what type of function the particular tissue is doing. So these are the cells that cartilage, so these are the flexible type of substances or flexible type of substances present here. What is the function of cartilages? It lubricates the surface of the bones so that the friction in the bone is avoided. It also gives support and shape to internal organ. So for the shape and support of the internal organ, cartilage is used. Then we have the bones, okay, which is the skeleton, a specific structure extending throughout the body. You all know that our body is made up of bones and muscle. So bone forms the basic structure of our body. The osteocytes embedded in solid ground substance made up of calcium phosphate. Okay, so these are the osteocytes or the type of tissues which are embedded in a solid ground substance, and this substance is made up of calcium phosphate. You all know the function of the bone. It supports and protects the different organs and also helps in movement. Okay, so just if we have muscles in a body, the movement of the body will be very difficult. Okay, so we have bones and these bones help in the movement of the body. Then we have the tendons and ligaments which are present at the joints. Tendons are fibrous, strong, less elastic. Okay, so these are fibrous substances which are strong, tough and less elastic. Where we have ligaments which are strong and highly flexible. Okay, so compared to tendons, ligaments are more flexible because the movement, it is involved in the movement of the cells. Tendon joins muscle to bones. Okay, so we have different type of muscles and bones that are joined with the help of the tendons, whereas ligaments joins two bones to each other. So therefore, ligaments are more flexible and more, you can say, strong because it joins two bones, whereas the tendons join muscle to the bones. Okay, so these are the different type of connective tissues we have, and as the name says, or you must have observed in the functions, that all these are basically connecting some or the other part of the body or are related with the function of connection. Okay, so we have all these different type of connecting tissues that are present in our body and doing their functions. Moving further, we have muscular tissues. Okay, so coming to muscular tissue, if you bend your arm at the elbow, you can observe the muscle in the front and back of the arm. Okay, so you all can do that. Just bend your arm at the elbow. You can see your bicep and triceps. At nowadays in lockdown, I think everybody is sitting at home and eating. No exercise. Okay, so you must have developed a very good muscles, right? Okay, so you can very clearly see your biceps and triceps in the case of arm. Strengthen the arm and observe the same muscle again. Do the same with your leg folding at the knee joint. Okay, similar thing you can do with your leg at the knee joint. Did you experience the contraction and relaxation of muscles at every movement? Yes, of course. Okay, so as we are strengthening or as we are bending our arm or knee, okay, we find some kind of contraction and relaxation of the muscles at every moment. Okay, so this is the contraction and relaxation of the muscle that helps us for the proper movement. Okay, so that is brought about by the muscular tissue. Okay, so let's study about different types of muscular tissue, or what are the muscular tissues. Muscle fibers and muscular tissues are formed from special type of contractile protein due to which this contraction and relaxation is possible. Muscular tissues are made up of long cells of muscle fiber. Okay, so these you can see, these are the long cell. They contain special contractile protein. Muscular movements occur due to contraction and relaxation of the contractile proteins in the cell. Okay, so these muscular tissues, as you can see, these are made up of long cells of muscle fiber, and some special type of contractile proteins are present here that brings about the movement. Then coming to types, we have the striated muscles. Now what are these striation or striations muscles is? These muscles are long, cylindrical, multinucleate and have no branches. So as you can see clearly from the diagram, these are long, cylinder-like shape, multinucleated means many nucleus, and they do not have any branches. So these are alternate dark and light bands on these muscles and they are attached to bones. They are also called as skeletal muscles. They move as per our will, so they are called as voluntary muscles. So these are the voluntary types of muscles that moves according to our will. These muscles bring about movement of arms, legs, running, speaking, etc. Then we have the non-striated muscles, which are muscles are short, shape of a spindle that is pointed at both the end. These are uninucleated and no branches. Okay, so single nucleus, no branches. These are again dark and light bands are absent, not attached to bones. Their movements are not under our will, so they are involuntary. They are present in the alimentary canal, blood vessels, functions as movement of eyes, passage of food through the alimentary canal, contraction and relaxation of blood vessels. So all involuntary muscles. And we have cardiac muscles, which are the of heart. You all know that. These are cylindrical, again uninucleated and branch. Here dark and light bands are present. The heart is made up of these muscles. Their movements are not under our control. So these are voluntary. Its function is contraction and relaxation of the heart. Then we go to nervous tissue. Nervous tissue enables us to respond to stimulus like touch, sound, odor and color. Okay, so we know about nervous tissue, the stuff which is very important in our body. Let's study about the structure. The cells of the nervous tissue are of specially made to be excited and conduct that excitation from one part of the body to other. Okay, so some kind of, you can say, current pass through these, and these excitements are taken from one part of the body to other. The cell body, which contains the cytoplasm and the nucleus, is the main part of each nerve cell. Okay, so this is the cell body. It has cytoplasm and the nucleus. Numerous small branch fibers are called dendrite arise from the cell body. So these are all the dendrites. You can see branch like things. Okay, these are this helps to collect the response from the external surrounding. One of the fiber, however, is extremely long. It is called as axon. So this is an extremely long fiber which is called as axon. The length of the nerve cell may even be up to 1 meter. Okay, so it could be 1 meter long. Many nerve cells are bounded together with the help of connective tissue to form a nerve. Nervous tissue is present in the brain, spinal cord and the network of nerves spread all throughout the body. Okay, this we all know that the nervous, that is the control coordination, is brought about by the nervous tissue. So it is present in all the kind of animals in their brains, spinal cord, and the network is spread throughout the body. Okay, so it has a dendrite, the dendrite through which it will absorb, you can say, the excitation, and then with the help of the axon it is passed to the next cell. Okay, so we have many axons, or like this, many nerves that are connected and goes up to few meters. In most animals, action in response to stimulus occurs due to integrated functioning. Integrated means together functioning of nervous tissue and muscular tissue. Okay, so suppose I want to pick up a pen. Then my nervous tissue from brain will give me the order, and who will do the function of picking up the pen? The muscular tissue. Okay, so this is called integrated function. So nervous tissues are giving order and muscular tissues are following that, and most of the time this happens. Okay, so these are the different types of tissues that we have studied. I hope it is clear to everyone. This diagram is very important. Read well, study well. Thank you very much.